Okay, all right, little tech issue there. Here we go for a second time. Right, well, let's hope we can get going on the cooking. So, tonight I am cooking with the lovely Manon. Everybody, giving everybody a little wave. Let me see if I can get hold of her now. Here we go. Yes! Oh my goodness! This is always like the most nerve-wracking bit. It's like, will it work? Then it crashed, and I was like, technology.
I was like, I did something wrong.
But I have you here, everybody. This is the lovely Manon. If you don't know her, make sure to go check out her Instagram because you do the most fabulous baking recipes. But not only baking, lots of other delicious recipes. But it's mainly the delicious baking I love, and you're so effortlessly chic as well.
You too, you know, he's the same. I love lipstick.
It was just my quick makeup where if you just put red lipstick on, you look like you've got makeup on. It's my trick. So yeah. Anyway, what are we cooking today? You gave it a beautiful title.
These are Galette Bretonne. So I'm from France, from Brittany, where these galettes are from. And it's just, you know, super simple. It's a meal that me and my family, we have every single Friday at home. And you never get bored of it. So my fiance, who is British, absolutely, you know, adores them. So he was very excited today. And when I told him that we were going to make galettes. Yeah, it takes 5 minutes to make, delicious and quite nutritious. So it's good.
I always used to make them. So I used to au pair in Paris.
Yeah.
And when I looked after the kids, on Wednesday, they only had half-day schools. So I used to make them for lunch on Wednesdays. And we would always have a savory one with an egg and then a sweet one, which would be with banana and a chocolate hazelnut spread. Probably a lot of people know.
I think that's probably my favorite topic. I have to say it's a bit boring, but you know, you just can never go wrong, really.
So, right. Are you ready, Manon? Because I will get my little timer. So like, everybody. So everybody knows the reason why we're doing it in 16 minutes is kind of to highlight the 1.6 million women who reported abuse in 2020. So this is in support of Women's Aid. If you can, donate via my profile. They do amazing stuff to support women and children in domestic abuse environments. Okay. Right, I'm going to put the time on. Here we go, 16 minutes.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, so we're going to start off. I'm going to warm up my pan.
Yes.
I'm going to switch up my pan. Actually, I'm just going to lower you guys a little bit. Oh, tilt. There you go. So you can see my pan. And then I've got my flour mix. So we're using two types of flour today, aren't we?
Yes, so we have buckwheat flour. And I added some kind of plain flour, but you could also make these with just buckwheat, which makes it gluten-free. So you know, it's just as well, you know, for if you have any gluten-free friends, you don't know what to make with them. And also they're quite versatile. You know, you can do so many things with galette. I mean, look it up. This, you know, today we're gonna make the classic, but there's so many things you can do with them, and it's very delicious. Then one egg.
Okay.
Crack it inside. Okay. Then have olive oil.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
It's not very northern. Like it. Do you have? That's more southern French, no?
Well, basically, it's kind of like fat. Usually, you actually melt some butter, but tonight we just, you know, doing olive oil, and then I add also some salt. So it's quite important to be quite generous with the salt. You know, you don't want your galette to be like kind of how do you say, bland. And then so I start to add a little bit of the water.
Okay.
And really we do a little well. Is that how you say?
Yes, a little well.
A little well.
Yes.
And you just slowly mix. And you just continue to add the water. Okay. I mean, you don't have to be a baker or cook to do that, don't you?
No, no. I mean, anybody. Yeah, like, I would get the kids involved in this. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I'm back. I'm back.
We got a good view of your ceiling there.
Yeah.
It's not very easy for like when you like just have half the screen. Okay, I'm just gonna tap. Like we've got a few questions. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, something in Spanish. Manon, what do you do to always look so beautiful? Okay.
I eat lots of butter and I'm happy.
That I think that's a great question. You know, somebody also asked best restaurant in Paris. I think that's impossible to answer.
I mean, when everyone asks you for one favorite thing, I think it's always impossible because every restaurant is different, you know, and also it depends what you're looking for. If you just want the food, but then you can have the ambience or sometimes service. I mean, you do get impeccable service, you know, in Paris, la service à la française, things. But I mean, controversial, but I do think London has also some incredible restaurants.
You know what, I would agree with you. And actually, when I was living in Paris, which was a while ago, there is a famous French food critic who actually, you know the character in Ratatouille?
Yeah.
He was like, that character was modeled on him. He actually said the restaurants in London are more interesting. I mean, that was 10 years ago, so I don't know if Paris has changed. So,
I would agree. Like, my sister still lives in Paris, and I lived in Paris for like a few months. And I don't know. I feel like in London you can get, if you want like a true Mexican, you can get a true Mexican. If you want a true Japanese, you can get a true Japanese. In Paris, we have cheese sushi. Just saying.
I know, with cream cheese, isn't it?
Yeah. And you squeeze sauce as well. Which
I know. It's a bit special. Anyway, back to the batter.
Yes. So I'm gonna have to add a bit more water. I don't know what yours looks like, but it has to be very liquid. I need more.
Yeah, so like you know, kind of double cream, or almost like thick single cream, I'd say.
Yes, add a little bit more water. I missed the amount of water there was in that jug.
I mean, that's why I think you should always go with the feeling. You know, don't pour it all in one go, because the flour will depend on the day. So it's easier to add more water than to add more flour.
Exactly.
So yeah. Now, so if you wanted to, you could actually make the batter in advance and leave it in the fridge.
Exactly. And I think that's also, either you can do all of them together now, or you can keep the batter in the fridge and then just, you know, make a couple when it's ready for lunch, which is also
really handy.
Okay, I'm gonna go to my pan.
Okay, you go to your pan. I think mine's looking good. I'm like I've got my spoon. I couldn't find a proper ladle today, so I've just got my like funny spoon. We'll see if that works.
Okay.
I'm not very organized today. So anyway,
Don't worry.
my pan's getting nice and hot, so that's good.
Perfect.
I'm gonna grab a knife. Okay, I'm just gonna check. We have one little question. Love that. I'm not wearing a dress today. I'm actually wearing just a t-shirt and a vintage apron. So so just keeping it super simple.
I love the apron.
Clothes. And
can you see me? Yes.
Yes, I can. It's looking good. Okay, right. Should we put the butter in the pan?
Yes. So it's quite important actually to put quite a lot of butter.
Yeah.
You want to see why? I mean, this is nice and hot, and the pan is nice and hot.
You get a little butter sizzle there. I don't know if anybody can hear that at home.
I think I'm going to go for it, actually.
Okay. Oh, you're going to go? Okay, all right.
I am. It's very hot.
Okay. You go for it. Okay. So here we go. Okay.
This is a bit of a disaster.
Don't worry. We can, the first, okay. My batter is too thick. Okay.
The first one is always for the chef.
The first one is always for the chef. Right, everybody at home, the first one is always for the chef.
That's what my mom always used to say at home.
Yeah, and the first one is definitely for the chef here. I think I'm going to put a bit more water in my batter. Oh my goodness. I remember doing, I had to make a crepe on my first TV show, The Little Paris Kitchen, with this crazy guy at Marché des Enfants Rouges. And oh my goodness, it was just mad. He was singing and dancing, and I'm like, I can't do this. It was crazy. So yeah.
I mean, pancakes are easy, but they can also get a bit stressful, you know.
They can a little bit.
Yeah.
So I've got a very organic-looking crepe.
Okay,
Actually, it looks a bit like France. The shape of France.
I've added some more batter. Because you have the butter, so you kind of goes a bit around.
Yeah.
But if you add just a bit more butter, here you go.
Oh my goodness! See, look at the pro. Everybody, look at the pro down there. Like, don't look at the amateur here. I am no galette maker.
Don't worry, it's the first. You know, I'm from Brittany, so I should know how to make galette. And I've had years of training.
Okay. All right, here we go. I'm gonna have another go now.
Don't hesitate to add more batter. So because of
batter, not butter.
Batter.
It was like we're gonna get elocution lesson today. So butter.
Batter.
Okay, if you said that really fast, can you say butter very fast 7 times? Your tongue would be absolutely tied.
Batter. Nearly that.
All right. Okay, so you can add more batter. All right, I'm going to add more batter. You know what? I'm going to blame it on my ladle.
I think I will.
Yeah. I'm going to blame it on my ladle.
Okay, I'm going to do another one.
Yeah, do another one.
I'm just showing you kind of what it is.
The reason, oh my goodness, they look amazing. Look, can you see?
So
everybody have a look at Manon's. They've got the lovely kind of crispiness.
And that's thanks to the butter. That's why you need to put quite a lot of butter.
Okay,
that's have this
butter,
nice.
Not batter.
Yes. Okay, I'm doing another one.
Okay, you do another one. So yeah, and have a little patience. I turned my first one over too early, so it's not kind of golden enough on the other side. So yeah, but for me, I usually get better on my third pancake. So yeah, how far in advance can you make the batter? Somebody was asking, Manon.
What did you say?
How far in advance do you think you could make the batter?
I would say a day in advance is actually good. Usually, so at the market, most people in Brittany actually buy the galette at the market, and these people would make like hundreds of galettes in the day, and then make little of batter the day before, in a cool place, so often in the fridge, and the next day they'd be perfect.
Okay, so a day in advance, really good, and also it literally takes less than 5 minutes to put it together. So yeah,
it does.
So. I'm going to turn up my heat. I don't think I've got my pan hot enough, actually.
Yes,
so I'm not getting the crispiness.
Mine is on 6, like high.
Okay.
Maybe that's why.
I did. I had it on 6, but I don't think 6 is hot enough. So
more. So someone said, "Is that crepe?" So in South in Brittany, they call them crepe, and where I'm from, we call them galettes. But yes, essentially they are galettes de sarrasin or crêpes de sarrasin. So it's just a different flour, buckwheat flour.
See, that's a very well answered question because you got into the technical side of things. So I would have said.
Just in case there's a few Britain there.
Just so you know, so we are making buckwheat pancakes, which this recipe has a little bit of plain flour in here, but if you are wanting to make this gluten-free, you can make it just with buckwheat flour. All right, I'm going to do third time lucky now.
Okay.
Because I believe I can. Okay, we can do this. This is going to happen. I'm like.
Don't worry, no stress. Whilst Rachel does this, I'm going to do a galette complete, which is usually with an egg, ham, and some cheese. So I'm just going to crack an egg in the middle of my galette here, like this. Then you just kind of melt away, oopsies, the egg whites.
So somebody's just asking, will I post the recipe? Yeah, the recipe, all the ingredients will be posted. And somebody's asking, what kind of knife are you using? You're using a palette knife, no?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
palette knife. But I do have, hang on, let me see. I have one of these. These are the, you know this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
It works better if you've got a, this is looking better. Okay, if you've got a flat pan. Right, let's hope I don't set the smoking alarm. Okay, so I'm going to do an egg like you. So, egg.
So leave it in the middle.
Yeah. And you spread out the white, don't you?
Yes. You can use a fork if it's easier.
Okay.
And then I'm going to start to add the cheese because my egg is looking nice.
Okay, I'm going to add some cheese.
Yeah. And also, as a child, I think it was amazing because my mom always let us do a galette. So you can get creative, you know. I mean, my favorite, you know, when I was a teenager and when I could eat very much, I used to pile it up with like crème fraîche, mushrooms, boursin, ham, cheese, egg.
Okay, I'm going in with a few mushrooms.
Well, it's so good. Sarrasin, you go. So I've got my cheese, and then I'm just putting a little bit of ham. Again, it's quite a good veggie meal, isn't it? If you don't want meat.
Yeah, well, you just leave out the ham. And actually, I have made buckwheat. I can't talk anymore. Buckwheat crepe, just with buckwheat flour and water.
Yeah. You can as well
do that. So if you want to make it completely vegan, you can just do buckwheat flour and water, and that will also work. And you can use a plant-based butter or olive oil. Obviously, the butter, because it has natural sugars in it, you get a bit of caramelization, and that's why it's nice to use butter to fry your crepe in. Are you going to do that, like folding it? How do you do that folding it over thing? Like trying to do that.
Yes, like this. I mean, you use your palette knife, you cut the sides.
Oh, so, yes.
You know what I mean? And then you fold it like this.
Oh, it's hot.
Yeah, be careful. And then you do cut the sides, and then fold it in to make a little kind of square.
Yeah.
Up, like this.
Oh my goodness. This is like going to be a very interesting look.
Don't worry, it still tastes delicious even if it doesn't.
Oh yes! Oh my goodness! Hang on, let me just get rid of my ugly crepes. I'm gonna put mine on my plate. This is like so disorganized.
I mean, well done though, because it's a bit of parsley.
Okay, yes, parsley's going on.
I'm gonna try to get a bit more light.
And then a bit of black pepper. Ooh, love a bit of black pepper. Yay. And then, all right, let's see. Okay. Actually, it's all right. What do you think? Send us some love if you like it. So this is like really, really simple. We've done our galettes and we still got 2 minutes.
I mean, it's perfect.
Yes.
So you see?
So, there you go. Really easy. That's lunch, dinner, or even breakfast, brunch, any time of the day.
Perfect.
Exactly. So for you guys at home, I hope you enjoy cooking along with us. We made some delicious buckwheat crepes or buckwheat galettes. You can watch this all. I'll post this afterwards, and the ingredients will be included. This is all in support of Women's Aid, who are an amazing charity who help women and children in domestic abuse situations. So please go donate via my profile, or like or share the video. That helps as well. And go check out Manon. She has some beautiful recipes and a really, really cute baby too.
She cooks with me sometimes. Merci.
Okay. Bye bye everyone.
Bisous. Ciao ciao. Bisous.
Bye.
How